And that's my next question for Paul as we hand the baton here to Paul Joseph Watson, reporting for London. Got a big guest coming up at the bottom of the hour as well. Paul, we have this Islamicist from Sudan who said, I want to kill whites, I want to kill Christians. He goes and shoots 9 people, kills 1, gets stopped by an usher with a gun. The media demonizes the church. What kind of church has got guns? Well, we're being targeted. And then we say this is white genocide promoted by the media. We're not the KKK people. It's the media promoting white genocide. They're pushing this. It's getting insane. And now if it's an Islamic attack, it barely even hits the news. And Sadiq Khan, your Islamicist mayor who's putting the city under Sharia law, he says that Trump is ISIS for not wanting to kneel like the president does in the Superman to Zod and just kneel to political correctness. So, Paul, let me ask you this. What are they kneeling to when they're kneeling? And why don't they care their ratings and support is plunging and they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year? Because like Posobiec said, it's a program. It's a program. Paul Joseph Watson.
Well, they're kneeling. They're genuflecting to political correctness and intersectionality and social justice hysteria. That's what it's all about. You know, who's kneeling, Alex, for the 300,000 black babies aborted every single year in the United States? Who's going to kneel for the 2,400 black people killed by, not cops, other black people every single year in the United States? You know, who's going to kneel to draw attention to the 75% illegitimacy rate amongst black people in black communities? Oh, by the way, Colin Kaepernick's black father left him. His mother is white, of course. Nobody's going to kneel to draw attention to that. Oh, but Trump's racist for bringing it up. Okay, so Hillary's back again today. Herpes Hillary. She's painful, embarrassing, and won't go away. She's back again doing interviews today, every single day, forevermore. She will never go away, saying that Trump is racist, that it's a racist dog whistle for him to say that NFL players should stand for the national anthem. Now, that's odd, because a big poll that's come out today has found that the majority of African Americans think the same thing, okay? 48% to 37% agree with Trump that NFL players should stand for the national anthem. Oh, but Trump's racist for saying the exact same thing. You had an MSNBC guest earlier today as well come out and say that, oh, Trump basically said the N-word at this rally in Alabama on Friday when this NFL issue first cropped up. I mean, he didn't. And that's an absolutely outrageous claim. But, you know, he basically said the N-word just by talking about it. You have ESPN. You had an ESPN analyst yesterday say that Trump, because he said that, you know, it was getting too soft, they weren't allowed to bang into each other as much in the NFL. That was him communicating that he wanted black people to get hurt. So, again, it all goes back to this amazing coincidence. And that's what I'm going to ask our guest about at the bottom of the hour, CJ Pearson, a 15-year-old activist. It all goes back to Donald Trump featuring at events by prominent black leaders for years, for decades, most of them Democrats, by the way, giving them money, advocating their causes to clean up the inner cities. Everybody loves him for decades. Oh, but as soon as he runs as a Republican, he's a racist. That's what it's come down to. But the simple fact is, Americans aren't buying it. Alex mentioned the poll earlier, which is that the vast majority of Americans, this is up on Infowars.com, the vast majority of Americans side with Trump on the take a knee controversy. And again, as I mentioned before, even the majority of Democrats, even Democrats in a slim majority of 43 to 41% think that NFL players should stand for the national anthem. 64% total when they were asked, do you think NFL players should stand and be respectful during the national anthem? 64% said yes, just 25% said no. Not sure, 11%. So the vast majority, the clear majority.
But we know this is being engineered, Paul. I'm going to jump out here, but why is it being engineered? I'm going to skip both the breaks that are network breaks we can skip, because I know you also probably want to air the amazing video you did. Take a knee is total BS. But we're going to punch out. War Room's coming up. Subic will be on that as well. 3 o'clock Central. Rob Dews hosting today. A lot more coming up. But back to you, Paul Watson in London.
Yeah, you have a situation in America where we've seen mass hysteria from day one. We kind of had a break, didn't we, with the earthquakes, the extreme weather events. But still, almost a year after the election, Trump derangement syndrome still runs rampant. And that's what it's all about. You'll notice in the first couple of days after this reignited, none of them really knew what they were taking a knee for. Oh, it's free speech. Oh, it's patriotism. Oh, it's police brutality. Haven't even been any major cases of police brutality.
They're taking a knee to say they hate America, so they should get the hell out.
It was a continuation of Trump derangement syndrome. They were triggered. Now, Trump said a lot of things in that speech. The media picked up on that one. They were triggered by it. It's still the fallout from this hysteria about Hillary Clinton losing. They're still not over it. Over 10 months after the election, the three most prominent, famous people who came out in the hours after Trump made this statement about the NFL, LeBron James, Pharrell Williams, the other one was an NBA basketball player, Steph Curry, all three of them openly campaigned for Hillary Clinton before the election, before even Colin Kaepernick came out in August of 2016, which of course was before Donald Trump was elected. They all blamed it on Trump for bringing this back up. But again, the three most prominent officials who came out in the hours after Trump made these statements had all campaigned for Hillary Clinton. In the case of LeBron James and Pharrell Williams, who is a singer, they appeared on stage with her. Pharrell Williams was flying around in her official campaign jet. There's pictures of him walking down the stairs with her. LeBron James introduced her on stage. Hillary Clinton, they directly campaigned with her.
And he's butthurt because he's a loser. And so now he's going to call everybody KKK that stands up against his spoiled, rotten ass.
That's exactly it. This is still the fallout. They still can't get over it. It is mass. It's a moral. It's not only a moral panic. It's like the satanic panic of the 80s. It's like the daycare panic. Again, they try and pick up on all these little things to feed into their paranoia. Nothing's working. So now they've rejuvenated this Colin Kaepernick freak out from a year ago, from over a year ago, from before when Trump was even elected.
What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com.